The first case review ever published on aquatic therapy and Alzheimer's disease was released in 2013. It was on a patient here at Royal Oaks Continuing Care Retirement Community in Sun City, Arizona. The results were so phenomenal that I've been giving presentations across the country. Because of the current surge of interest in the effects of aquatic therapy on cognition and social interaction, we wanted to make some of the video footage public. If you're interested in having a presentation to your medical staff and community to help promote aquatics, or to help with the designing of an aquatic program for your facility, please feel free to contact Inertia Therapy Services.
Bill was my patient, and he was a brilliant man who was developing dementia. He knew it, he was unhappy with it, and we did our best with medications like donazepam and memantine and at maximum doses, but his dementia continued to worsen to the point that ultimately he was placed in the dementia center, where he continued to deteriorate.
He wanted to talk to us or ask us something, but he couldn't get it out. He would get very frustrated. It became so that when we would visit Dad, we would just do the talking and simply hold his hand.
We were very fortunate in that Dad always knew and recognized us. He became unable to say our names, but every time he saw us, he would get the biggest smile on his face.
But most of the time, he was unresponsive and without facial expression.
In 2012, it had been 12 years since Dad had been in a pool prior to starting the aquatic therapy at Royal Oaks.
I think the day that we thought about Bill Myers going in the water was when nothing else was working for him anyway. And here he was, relegated to a wheelchair, could not bear weight, could not feed himself, could not carry on a conversation, not even one word conversations, had no quality of life, had probably been scoring for at least 6 months to a year MMSEs of 0, with a flat effect, not able to even smile, not able to interact. He was the end-stage of end-stage residents that we cared for here.
And so an effort was made to put him in physical therapy, which failed miserably because he couldn't follow instructions and understand what he was supposed to do. Therefore, we decided to give him a trial of aquatic therapy.
For the first couple of sessions, we entered the pool with the chairlift. From the moment we entered the water, his ataxia was drastically provoked. His legs instantly pulled into a spastic flexion synergy and was unable to touch his feet to the floor. I spent 45 minutes using modified Watsu and Hallowick techniques that allowed him to touch the floor for the last 10 minutes of the session. His second session began the same way, but it only took half the time to get him to touch the floor. As you can tell, his ataxia would continue to kick in, causing significant difficulty with any mobility or propulsion in the water. Within a few visits, I was able to get him to initiate standing and weight shifting, even being able to take steps with various methods of support, but his ataxia continued to cause a huge obstacle. As he became desensitized to the overstimulation of the water, he was soon able to enter and exit the pool using the ramp, and eventually we would enter and exit the pool using the stairs with as little as contact guard assistance.
I was taken to the Aquatic Therapy Center, and there he was in the water. He turned around, looked at me, and gave a big smile and a wave. Right off the bat, it dawned on me that this was really remarkable. Once he got into the pool, it was as though he woke up. He could speak in sentences and actually follow instructions.
The day that I first saw Bill in the water, it was amazing. It was miraculous. It was like unbelievable. It was that incredible to see somebody who literally had no ability to self-initiate, to do anything, and be able to stand in a pool and to be able to follow commands. And then some of the things that you asked Bill to do, and how he was joking with you and you were joking with him. And
right out of the chute, very nice. A little chilly, but not too bad. You're getting spoiled with that 90-degree temperature, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. How's it feel?
Cold.
Cold? A little chilly?
Yeah.
Worth it though?
I don't know.
Yeah, you'll tell me in a few minutes.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I was worried about you. Last visit, you had a rough day.
Oh, that was terrible.
You remember? Let's head back towards the wall that way. This one over here.
Yeah, I'm looking at a
Bunch of ladies watching you again? Oh my goodness, you need to... I gotta get that on tape for your daughter.
Yeah.
Let's go this way. Start walking towards that wall. You've never been so lucky. You had about 12 nurses just eyeballing you. No wonder you wasn't listening to a word I was saying.
The trouble is, it was subjective, and so I immediately tried to quantify what has happened with this man. And we set up some basic parameters to monitor his cognitive function and his ability to follow instructions. And it was amazing how well he did, and both as a baseline and then later on long term, although our parameters are limited somewhat by the fact that his cognitive scores were so low, it was difficult to find an instrument that would measure his degree of improvement.
So go under for 15 seconds and remember to come back up. I'll leave you.
Let's see.
Take a deep breath and go under.
Well, I need
The timer? No, this is your timer. You got to count. It's a brain exercise. You got to go under and count. 15. Stay under for 15 seconds. Count to 15 and come up. Oh my goodness. How many seconds was that, Bill?
I didn't count.
You didn't count? How come it was exactly what I wanted? I wanted 15 seconds. You went under for 15 seconds and came up, but you don't know how many seconds you counted for?
Right.
I didn't tell you to come up. You did awesome.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, nice. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you have this facility. I haven't been in the water for a long time. Yep. Yep. What was that?
My favorite thing is, wow.
Right there? Wow.
How is this compared to when he's on land with you as well? It is, you can tell a significant difference? Yeah.
Well, he's able to have conversation.
It's more of a conversation as opposed to, okay.
Yeah.
There was some carryover as well after his aquatic therapy. he would be fairly lucid for at least about 2 hours. Would actually joke with the caregivers.
The conversation, I think, was the most impressive, and it was always a little sad when it would end, because he would be very conversive and smiling when he was right out of the pool and back over on the station, and people would ask him, where had he been? I've been swimming. Did you have a good day? It was a lot of fun. He could actually give you answers, not just repeat what you said, but give you answers to the questions, which was something he could not do before he would get into the water. And that would be, I would say, anecdotally, that's true, that it would last a couple of hours before he would then kind of lapse back into his condition prior to that experience. The reactions we had, not only from our staff, but from his daughters, who, for whether it be 2 hours or 20 minutes, that they could converse with him, they could see him smile, they could see him enjoy something and be in command of his body for a short period of time, that was a quality of life that nothing else we had been able to do could create. And so I think that for people who say there's a lot of resources used to give a person that ability for a short time, when you see it, it's hard for you to say, oh, that's not worth it, because it is so worth it. And it's so worth it that that person had that ability for as long as they could have, and you know, as long as he had it. It was just something that nobody can, if you can watch this and not see the value of it, then you probably just don't need to work in long-term care.
So it was a marvelous case, and we ultimately published the case in the Annals of Long-Term Care.
Wow.